Hi everyone, this is Teacher Doom with VIPkid, and today I want to talk to you guys about my experience with the first mock practical one for the VIP interview process. I prepared myself in the best way possible, but I feel like um, after having gone through the experience, it would be very helpful for you guys who are in this process right now to hear from me and how I successfully completed Mach 1. Thankfully, I did so well that I wasn't required to do a second mock, which was exciting. And hopefully, if you follow my tips and tricks, you will be able to pass the first mock as well. After you pass the first interview, they will send you some documents where you can do a lot of reviewing and studying and learning about the company. I studied as much as I could. I only had one day to prepare because I scheduled the mock interview within the 24 hours of passing my first interview. And I basically spent all day studying and practicing my PowerPoint, my class that I was going to teach. So Mach 1 consists of first you speak with the interviewer a few minutes, you ask any questions that you may have about the lesson, and then they began acting as if they were a child, a 5-year-old with very limited English proficiency, and you began teaching the lesson that they send you. So that's why it's very important for you to practice and make sure that you are very familiar with the lesson. I began the PowerPoint with a song and a chant, and then I went ahead and dove right into the lesson. I did spend too much time in the chant and in the hello song. I sang it one time and then I had the student repeat after me, so that was a little bit too much time because they want 1 minute per slide. They want you to spend about a minute per slide so that you can do the lesson in 25 minutes. And I had timed myself throughout the day and it was perfect. It was almost 25 minutes, between 24 and 25 minutes. But in reality, when I was doing the actual lesson, I went over the time. So the 25 minutes are broken up into two parts. The first 15 minutes, you do the review and then you introduce the letter of the day for that specific lesson. And then you have an activity time. So at the activity time mark, that's when the interviewer stops you and they talk about the different things that you have been doing well and the things that you could improve. So obviously for me, I had practiced those 15 minutes beforehand and it was fine, but when I was actually doing the interview, it had been 17 minutes. And I recommend you to keep a timer visible so that you can pace yourself correctly. And even though if you practice ahead of time and you think that you have the right time, it might be different when you're doing the interview because you have to give yourself time for that other person to respond back or to take longer than you expect. So that's what happened to me. I spent too much time on the song, too much time in the chant. I thought it was going well, but it went 17 minutes instead of 15. So when he talked to me, he basically said that I had done everything really well, and the main points that he brought up were that I used a lot of body language, a lot of high energy, low voice, high voice, a lot of skywriting the letters. I had a puppet and I used the puppet to show the student different concepts. I had lots of flashcards. One of the targets um, were to show emotions, and I made sure that I had like flashcards with the emotions, and I demonstrated with my facial expression the different emotions, and it was very interactive. And he pointed all those good things, but yes, the two first slides I took longer than I should have. So just make sure that you time yourself correctly. And the lesson went on for the next 8 minutes. I wanted to make sure that I covered everything in the 8 minutes so that I didn't go over my 25 minutes. And so I adjusted what I had planned to do. In one of the activities, I had to demonstrate sit and stand, the activity sit and stand. So I had my monkey helper demonstrating how he was sitting down every time that I said a word correctly, and when I said it incorrectly or mislabeled it, then he would stand up and the student had to do the same. So that was the one that took a little bit longer, but everything else I was able to do in 8 minutes. So when the lesson was over, he said that I had done a really good job adjusting my time to finish on time and that I still had a quality lesson. I wasn't certain if I had passed or not, but he seemed very positive and he said within 48 hours I would hear back. So I went to bed that night and then I checked my email. Within a few minutes I had the response that yes, I had passed the interview and I was ready to submit all my documents and get hired. And I had already prepared all the documents that they require, which is your driver's license, your 3 photos, 1 professional headshot and 2 family casual photos, your W-9 form completed, your bio, and a small introductory video, 15 seconds, and I did one and it's posted in my channel so you guys can see an example. So I had all of that ready to go. So I got up from bed, came to my computer, and I submitted all the paperwork, and instantly I had access to the portal and I was able to start opening up my schedule so that spots would fill. And today when I checked my portal, I see that I have some spots filled, and I was just so excited to see that I can actually start working tomorrow, and I can't wait to share that experience with you guys. Thank you so much, and if you have any questions, please feel free to comment. I will be more than happy to answer any questions. Good luck!